Hi, I wanted to talk, Goddess of Awesome here. I wanted to talk really quick about clients. I don't know if you see my video from the other day, about LA clients sucking ass, and many of them do. But there's also really great people here in LA, as there are in every city. I think the bigger cities you're in, the more you kind of have to sift through. And that was what I was talking about, weeding through all these time-wasting calls to get to the good people, So there's definitely way more time-waster calls than you're going to get good calls. So that's, there's an unbalance right there. So you just got to know that. And good clients are good, and they're so appreciated from me. I appreciate the good people so well. So I actually got to see 2 people yesterday, which was such a blessing because I've hardly been busy at all. It's been since probably the first week of January, it just fell off, which kind of happens sometimes in January. So yeah, the person I seen yesterday, I just want to tell you quick, really about the 2 of them. The first one, he first found me in Santa Monica when I was there. I was there on the oceanfront walk for 4 glorious years, and I worked out of my fabulous apartment there, and I met this person then. And he was a regular then. And then I've been traveling so much, right? For over a decade I've been traveling, and I don't use, my travel name isn't the same name I was using in Santa Monica. We do that. Well, we used to do that. I don't know if every sex worker does that. It used to be like if you had an ad in every different place, like say you have an ad in the paper, and then you have an ad in the weekly, and then you have an ad in a different paper in a different town but this close to you, and then you have an online ad, and then you have this and you have that. Whatever you have, a lot of the smart ones will put a different name in each of those ads, because then when they call asking for that name, you instantly know where your call is coming from, and you know if that particular periodical is working for you as far as you're getting your calls, volume in. So getting back to great clients. So yeah, this one, I was traveling in California not long ago, and he found me in a different town here in California. He still lives in LA, so he was the one who came and seen me yesterday. And I just think he is amazing. He's like a teddy bear. He's got such good energy, and you could tell his soul is really good too. It's probably why he resonates with me. He's got a really good soul. He's got really good warm energy. And the man is starving for affection. I want to say drought. He's in a humongous drought of love. Like he found a great girl he intellectually connects with, and he knew she wasn't really that physically affectionate during the dating process and stuff. He kind of had hoped that it might get better after they get married, and it just sloughed off. Like it went from a little bit of affection to like 0 affection. She doesn't even cuddle with him on the couch. They don't hug. They don't hug. Like, human beings need touch, and many of us, I hugged a few people at the gym this morning just to see you tomorrow, see you next time, and they're not my lovers. I can only imagine how painful it must be to have a lover and you can't hug them, and you don't feel like you can cuddle with them because they're not into it, So a lot of clients or people who come to see a sex worker for full body massage like I do, or for more services that I don't do, those people are lonely. They're lonely people. They're affectionless. You don't have to be single with no one to be affectionless. And I think that's the story of many people. Many people. And here's something, and you probably already knew when I said it. Wasn't that much affection before the marriage, got married, and it completely dropped off. I've heard this so many times, I've never been married, but I've heard that happens from many different sources. So we could probably be safe to say here right now, if it isn't good before you get married, don't ever expect it to get better afterwards, right? Like, the before you're married, you're on your A game, you're putting your best foot forward, you're in courtship. You know, courtship's trying to win affection, draw them into your court, like a tennis match sort of, but you want to draw them into your court, you know? Somehow along the way, when people get married, I don't know why, I've heard this again too, the courtship kind of, there's no energy, there's the energy given to the courtship aspect of the relationship falls off too. Now you're married, so you don't have to try. You don't have to keep your figure. You don't have to have a date night. All of what I just said is completely bullshit. You should still be trying. You should still have a date night. And you absolutely should maintain your figure and health. You know what I mean? Like, not just for your person, for your own self. You'll feel better if you're feeling healthy. You know, you're gonna feel better if you fit into your clothes properly. You're not gonna have these suspicious or inferior ideas or thoughts that your spouse is out there cheating on you or they got a wandering eye. If you're fit or you're in a fitness regime and you're putting that good stuff out there, you don't have to worry. And if they do, man, they were not for you anyways. You know what I mean? So I strongly believe you don't let yourself go after marriage, you know, but it happens to so many marriages, you know. There's a few out there, I think, that know, you know, I don't know how they know, but they maintain a great relationship and years and years and years go by and they're still thriving. That definitely is a possibility. But that, I don't think, happens for most people, you know. So yeah, this sweetie pie, he told me, you know, he's like, he's just so grateful to reconnect with me. He didn't know if he could steal some time away to have a massage, but his body was just ailing him. His shoulders were so tight. When I was working on his shoulder, he's like, oh man, I'm so glad I'm here today. And I'm thinking, me too. I needed those few dollars right now, but me too. I'm happy to help you feel better. I got it. I know where it is. I can feel that, you know, his shoulder and neck, just the weight of the world, you know, right there. So, you know, when someone comes for sensual massage, they're not, I mean, yeah, the motivation is they're going to get an orgasm, right? That's a very real motivation, but that's not the only motivation. That's not the only one. The guys who want a real full body massage, a truly therapeutic session that just happens to have this finishing touch at the end that puts them in the right spot. When people want that, they really want it. You know, it is a true modality of healing. It absolutely is. You know, sensual massage, when done with the right intention, is absolutely a modality of healing, you know. So I got to see him. That was really cool. And I sure do hope life improves for him. You know, he's got a couple options. He's going to hold on as hard as he can, as tight as he can, because he's got kids with her now, and he's going to stay for the kids. But he's miserable. He's affection. He's a warm teddy bear who only wants to cuddle and snuggle, and he's with someone who wants zero cuddles and snuggles. I mean, that's gotta be ailing every moment of the day almost, especially in the morning, especially at night. Especially during movie time, you know. Okay, next client, and then I'll say goodbye. So the next one, and this is a good one, probably should be its own thing, but whatever. This client was a newbie, and he told me the second he got on the phone with me. First of all, he said his name. He said, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm calling about your ad." That is the right thing to say. That makes me feel like I am talking to a genuine person, and I'm going to give you the time of day. I'm going to listen to you, and I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm going to see what you have to say. So he went on to tell me that he read my website, and he doesn't have any references to offer me because he's never done this before. I'm not in your bubble, he told me. My bubble. Okay. I knew what he meant, you know. He's like, I'm not sure exactly what you need from me, but, you know, and he went on with a few more words, you know. Yes, you need to screen people, absolutely. Sometimes an email is good, you know. Sometimes, like with this guy, I could just hear on the phone, this was absolutely a real person. He's talking to me like a true human being. He's talking to me on a good common decency level. He's respectful and courteous over the phone. So I already know he's going to be respectful and courteous in person, and he absolutely was, you know. He's a newbie, so he didn't know what to do. Even for the people who are not newbies, if you're a provider, you better have a little direction to offer your people because they're waiting for you to tell them where to go and what to do. So I always invite them in. I always offer a hug, always. I say good to see you. You know, you could say nice to meet you. I think it takes away the separateness. Good to see you. It's like almost like I've seen him before, even though I hadn't, you know. You can set your things right there. I showed him where the sofa was, and that you can set your things right there. Oh, okay. Now he knows where his spot is. He knows that's okay for him. He can place his things there, and that's that. And I'll turn the music on. That's the next thing I say. So I turn the music on, and so I told him to go ahead and disrobe. You know, it's a nicer way of saying than just getting undressed. Go ahead and disrobe and set your things right there. So that's what he did. You know, and I don't know why, but I always wait. If they don't place the donation down first, and a lot of guys do, they'll do that first thing. But again, he's new, so he doesn't know what to do. So all the way undressed, he's ready to hop on the table, and I say, oh, excuse, before we begin, or before you lay down, that's what I like to say, before you lay down, if you could just please lie down the donation. Oh, yes, of course. So he laid it down, and then he got on the table and rocked his world with a fabulous massage. You know, he was completely respectful the whole time, didn't touch me at all. Towards the end, after I flipped him over, you know, he's face up now, you know, he did ask, he's like, am I allowed to touch you? Well, sure, you can rest your hand on my side. You can feel the small of my waist. You can put your hand on my hip. You can feel my thigh. You can feel anywhere on my side, just don't go in between my legs. That's not there. Oh, I understand. So he just, you know, that connection, sometimes people need to touch you too for that energy to be a full circuit, you know? Many guys, most of them are not, they're not selfish takers. A lot of them aren't. And most guys want to give back a little bit because they feel, it makes them feel, I don't know what the word is. Anybody want to share some words? What does it feel like when you have someone working on you and you can't touch her? You know, like, I think it makes it a more human connection. It's a more wholesome experience. And them resting their hand on my hip or my thigh, it's not hurting nothing. And it's letting them feel like they are together with me, you know? They're together with their therapist. They're having a human connection, and they're not just receiving, they also get to give a little too. Like, that's so huge for a lot of guys, you know? For the selfish ones, I realized they're actually, you know, if any of you have a selfish lover like that, they're not as common as you think. A lot of guys are into giving, you know? It's amazing. And that's probably a whole nother video right there. So yeah, you know, he was very respectful, and he did offer me a tip before he left, which was very kind, and I'm sure I rocked his world. I'm certain we set the bar, you know, and that was great. I was his first experience. It was positive and it was good. Hopefully, should he decide to do this again with somebody else, he'll have another positive and good experience. But, you know, there's no guarantees there, is there? Like, I feel like sometimes for the client who would come see a person like myself, a full body sensual massage therapist or someone who does more, it's only going to go a couple of ways. A, you're gonna have a great time. You're going to be so happy you went. B, it's going to feel awkward and weird, and you're going to think maybe you should have skipped it. And let's leave space for one more. C, it could actually damage you. Like, it could scar you a little bit. Like, you might not have a good experience in a big way, you know? Like, I've had clients tell me about girls stealing their things, about him going to the restroom and she goes through his wallet, or, you know, he set down his jewelry and now it's missing, or... So the smart ones, they don't wear jewelry and bring extra cash in with them. They bring what they need, and that's all they bring. The seasoned ones, you know? I don't know why any girl would, like, provider would steal from her client. Like, that's literally biting the hand that feeds you, and the repercussions of that are immeasurable. You'd be lucky to get a guy who takes that quietly on the chin and walks away and does nothing, you know? You'd be lucky to find that. It probably happens more than we realize. And also, guys probably who do get ripped off, I mean, where can they go? Who are they going to tell? hello 911, I just tried to get a sensual massage and I got ripped off, or I just hung out with a hooker and she you know, went into the restroom and then instead of coming back into my room, she went out the door and left. I've heard that too. I've heard of that. He comes in, gives her the money. She tells him she forgot something in the car, or I don't know, whatever her excuse is, and she's out the door and she's gone. When she never even gave him a session, you know? So time wasters are on both sides of the street. I totally get it, you know? I get it. You gotta be discerning. It's the one thing you have to be if you're gonna deal with people in this industry. You gotta be discerning and roll the dice on people who feel sturdy or genuine, or the energy's right, you know? Their voice is right. Their words are right. Something like that. You're not gonna probably book with somebody who has a shady voice and taking a long time to formulate their words because they're thinking about what they're gonna say. Anyways, that's my marker at least. So yeah, so there are some really great clients out there. There are, you know, and here in LA, imagine that, you know. I feel like where I go, I get the good clients are more abundant in different parts of the world or the nation. And that's probably because the different parts of the nation are different, you know. You can actually look people in the eye and they don't think you're mad dogging them. They take it as an honoring greeting. Good morning. You don't have to know someone to say good morning. You can say good morning to anybody, you know. I like being in places like that, you know. So yeah, so that was my yesterday, and I did make you a video yesterday, but I didn't have my disc in, and so I didn't get that recorded for you. But that's all I know for now. If I think of anything else, I'll make you another video. So thanks for being here with me. Bright blessings and be well.